And this was about the idea of presidential immunity and whether or not Trump should have partial immunity. And remember, the Supreme Court granted the president, regardless of who it is, that they have immunity. They can't be held liable for their actions when they're acting in their role as president, which means that we are no longer equal under the law. I mean, that's been that way for a long time, actually, but it's the Supreme Court affirmed it, which was surprising, especially from some of the Supreme Court justices that insisted during their nomination hearings that nobody was above the law. Well, Mike comes out and says, does not each individual have immunity when it comes to speech? That's what the Constitution says. And they do. We do have a freedom of speech in the United States, which means that the government cannot abridge speech. Government cannot police speech. But we do know that it actually does occur, either directly or indirectly. I mean, we saw a lot of government officials that were cracking down on disinformation that was on social media. We're seeing government officials, attempt to bully or have a direct line into a lot of social media companies and telling them, take this one down, take that one down. That's disinformation. We have President Trump, who, frankly, he ran for office in 2016 saying he was going to shut down part of the internet and make it legal to sue the press, which were both violations of the First Amendment, by the way. But does each individual have immunity on free speech? That's the way it's supposed to work. But the difference here, though, is that we all are supposed to be guaranteed the rights that are outlined in the Bill of Rights. Freedom of speech isn't just for Americans. It isn't just for white people. It isn't just, for rich people. It's for everybody, every one of us. And that's the beauty of what rights are all about. They give us the freedom to act in our lives, to say things, to do things, to move, to be able to have liberty to make our own choices. Freedom of speech, in my opinion, is the most important of all of the rights that are outlined in the Bill of Rights. But the issue at hand here is that should someone have more or less rights than someone else? And I'd say no. And so while I agree, Mike, that individuals do have immunity when it comes to speech, or they're supposed to have immunity, the difference here is that's supposed to apply to everybody. It doesn't give exceptions to the President of the United States. Okay, let's go on.